Hey Kendra, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm with 3M.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, so nice to see you. Grace Bass with 3M.
Hi, Grace.
How are you doing today?
Today. Wow. Good. I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing really well.
It's a busy day and a busy week, but
Yep.
I'm sure we all can relate on that one.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
So do you have crazy week? You have anything fun planned for the weekend?
I can't even remember. I think my kids have a couple of sleepovers planned for the
Oh,
weekend, so
so
at our
sad.
house, so it'll be nice and noisy.
That's
Fun for you or a little
Like,
bit resentful?
You know, it's fun. My husband gets a little crabby about it, but I think it's fun.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm one of 4, so.
I usually find an escape from the kids. I actually do own a hot tub from Spa Spectacular. Get to go out there and just sit out there for 30 minutes, you know. They can go play, you know, they're fine. They'll play their video games and I'll just relax out there for a little while.
You sound like my husband.
Do y'all also have a spa, I assume?
You know, we used to, and then we moved, and we don't have one now, but we've been meaning to get one, which is kind of interesting since I'm in the business. I think we would have already had that done by now.
Seems like it could be a quick fix. You know,
Yeah.
you have it brought over the house pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great. Well, I just want to make sure that 20 minutes is still okay with you. I just want to be respectful of your time.
Yeah, yep, I blocked it, so we're good.
Okay, perfect. And is there anyone else that would value from being in this meeting today?
Not today. I think we'll just kind of get started today, and if I think it's worth having the next meeting, then we'll make that plan.
Yeah, great. We'll absolutely loop them in.
Yeah, so I want to touch on quickly what we're going to go over today in this meeting. I talk about production speed as well as product quality, followed by warranty, and then lastly talk about customer satisfaction.
Sure.
And then also just touch quickly on what it would look like for a financial investment with 3M.
Okay.
Does that all sound good? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, are you familiar with 3M?
A little bit. I know about like Post-it notes and
Yeah.
Scotch tape.
That's the classic.
I hear
Yeah.
they make a whole bunch of other products, but I wouldn't say I'm really that familiar with them, no.
Yeah, okay. Well, just a little bit about us. We pride ourselves at 3M on providing our partners with high quality products and solutions, remaining focused on improving our products so that you can remain focused on executing those goals.
Okay.
Speaking of those goals, let's get into what your goals are. I want to know what your goals are at Spa Spectacular in this quarter and upcoming year.
We just want to produce high quality spas, and you know, we make about 75 a day typically, and I would say the demand might be a little bit more than that, but that's what we're currently able to manufacture. So business is actually good.
Yeah.
Which I know during COVID, not everybody's business is good, but ours seems to be up because I think people are at home more and wanting to enjoy their time in their
And
spas.
I'm guilty. I was at home most of the time. I was working from home and I purchased a spa. So
Yeah.
definitely relate to that one. So you mentioned COVID and you said you guys did really well in that period of time, but was there anything during that time period that was a challenge for you?
I wouldn't say COVID-related challenge, actually, not that much. I mean, we've got great employees that, you know, generally speaking, you know, are, I would say, better than average employees. I think we're known as a good employer, so we did have the occasional, you know, somebody having to, you know, stay home because maybe they had COVID, but that really hasn't been as much of an issue for us. I would say that, you know, that we're just wanting to improve our manufacturing processes. We're like continuous improvement in our organization. So we you know, definitely want to keep just continue to improve in our quality and our efficiency.
Good. Awesome.
Great. Well, jumping right into some questions about production. With the higher demand that you've seen throughout COVID, have you been able to maximize that output and keep up with that demand?
Well, you know, what the sales teams are telling us is that they probably could sell 80 a day, and we're currently able to manufacture 75. So I would say the potential is a little higher than what we're actually able to produce at the moment.
Yeah, so is there anywhere that your sales team even has been able to see where your process could be more efficient?
Oh gosh, no. The salespeople don't get involved in the process. They just sell the product, so they don't really get involved.
Okay. What about you as just plant manager? Have you been able to see that anywhere you can improve for efficiency?
You know, I guess not, because if we did, we would have done it already.
Right.
We it's a process whereby we use like silicone to use it as an adhesive and as as silicone to adhere our parts of the spa together.
Okay.
And that's just kind of a time-consuming process.
Yeah.
What's that time look like for you?
Well, it takes a while for it to cure. That's probably the biggest time constraint is that it takes 24 hours to cure.
Wow.
So during, so every day we're able to manufacture 75, but then we have to like set them off in another part of the
Right,
plant to
right.
cure for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so you're currently using the silicone. How much are you paying for that silicone per case?
It's about $7.50 per cartridge.
Okay.
And then what is the size of those cartridges?
It takes, let's say it takes about 2 cartridges
Okay.
to per spa is
Okay.
what I would say.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier you're always looking for that continuous improvement and reaching that demand. What do you think you would be able to do if you were able to exceed that demand right now?
I gotta sell more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make more
Sounds
money.
good.
Which would
Everybody
be
wants
good.
to make
Yeah.
more money, of course. So moving into a little bit of a different section here, we saw that you guys offer a 5-year premium warranty. Can you go into a little bit of detail about what you guys cover in that warranty?
Yeah, well, it's a full-on warranty, so if for any reason the product isn't working, we will make it right for our customers.
Great. And then, what do you guys usually see those spas coming back in for on that warranty?
Leakage.
Okay. You seem pretty quick to tell us leakage. Is that a bigger issue that you're having with your spas right now?
Well, it's kind of interesting because we've been using, a silicone adhesive for years, and for some reason in the last year or so, it's been more of an issue. Like we expect a certain amount of warranty issues,
Right.
any company does, but it's been a little bit higher than normal, I
Yeah.
would say.
Could you put possibly a percentage to how many tubs are coming back in on that leakage issue out of the total?
It's like 0.002% on average, but I would say it's been a little bit higher than that. I don't have all of the stats on it,
Yeah.
but it's more than it used to be, and we're just really not sure why that's the case.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
And then, if we were able to figure out a way to decrease those tubs coming back in on warranty and in turn make your customers a little bit happier, how do you think that would affect your company?
Well, of course, it would be good.
Yeah.
Good quality products are always good.
Yes. So you mentioned a lot of your products are coming back with that water leakage. Have you been noticing any negative customer reviews?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I imagine you've probably seen them.
Yeah. A little bit of background research there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you saw an increase in those reviews, what might that look like for Spa Spectacular?
Obviously, good reviews are always better. We pride ourselves on our quality and our customer service, and I would say have been known in the industry to be a little more high-end compared to some of our competition. And so when we see those negative reviews, it kind of hurts a bit, because we like to think, and we historically have been a leader in the industry in terms of quality. And so it seems like there have been some issues lately that we can't quite put our fingers on.
Okay, well, that's why we're here today. We want to help you figure out what those issues may be stemming from. Just want to do a brief overview of what we talked about so far and just fully understand what's happening on your end. So you guys are seeing that demand is increasing, You might be able to produce a little bit more. The demand is a little bit higher than you're able to produce right now. You are using silicone as your sealant, which could be one of the sections where we're seeing issues, so we're going to just dive into that for you. You're also seeing that high percentage come back in due to water leakage, which is causing you to pay more than you need to on your warranty fees. And then lastly, you're seeing some negative reviews just also based off of that water leakage and those tubs needing to come back in. Okay, great.
So, as Eli mentioned, you're currently seeing a lot of hot tubs return due to that water leakage. And 3M, we believe it might have to do with the current silicone that's being used. So 3M actually offers a polyurethane reactive adhesive, which is a fast-setting solution and is basically a hybrid version. So it'll combine the simplicity of a hot melt adhesive with the strength of a structural.
Okay.
So I've got a graph here. This is the product, the purple line that we are offering. And then this green line down at the bottom is the silicone that y'all are probably currently using.
Okay.
So basically our product has 3.5 times the strength of silicone in just 10 minutes, showing PSI at 1,000 after 10 minutes, whereas silicone only has a level of 50 to 70 PSI in 24 hours.
Yeah, so you're seeing overall an actual 20 times increase in the strength of the product that you're using to adhere those lights, speakers, and jets to your hot tub.
Huh.
So using the shear strength test, this product actually is much stronger and more efficient.
Yeah, so let's dive into that efficiency part. You said that you want to meet a higher demand, and that's what we're going to do today. We have a really good idea and a really good product to help you do that. So you mentioned earlier that the cure time for the silicone right now is 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to set this side by side so you can kind of look at it together. So this is what a daily process looks like, and this is what a weekly process will look like in your manufacturing plant. So with the current silicone, you're having that 8-hour shift, and then you're having to spend 24 hours and let them cure, and you can follow this and see that that A batch is then in cure time.
Mm-hmm.
And then on that third day is the day that maybe at the end of the second you can water test, at the beginning of the third you can water test.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you can ship. That's when you can supply and get your product out the door. Now with our product, you see a 10-minute move time. Now it's an hour cure time, but that 10-minute move time will allow you to move from manufacturing of applying, move it to your water testing area, and then within that 50-minute time period, getting everything ready, you'll be able to water test. And then after that, in a full 9 to 10 hour shift total versus 33 hours, you'll be ready to ship that batch of 75 units. So here in the course of the week, you can see that you start production in the morning. And then at the end of the day, you will have the ability to be fully done and then water test as well and then continue to ship. So you'll see a difference there from using that silicone shipping 225 units out a week versus using our product PUR and using 375 units a week, showing a 66% increase in output and revenue.
Well,
that was a
well,
lot.
It seems a little too good to be true.
It does, it does. Do you have some questions there about how this process works?
Well, you know what, I would say that if we decide to move forward, that I would need to bring in our product engineer or our application engineer. She does the design of the product. And I'm sure she would have some questions around, like, our employees are used to the silicone, right? Like they've used it, they're familiar with it. So, I mean, it sounds pretty phenomenal what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, like, is it really as good as you say it is, and could our employees get used to that process and get up to speed fairly quickly?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're saying you would like us to meet with your product expert and then go ahead and fill her in? Is that correct?
Yeah, well, we need to figure out, like, does it actually work, and what does that process look like,
So,
and how would you sort of demonstrate that?
Yeah, so if we were able to have a meeting with her and help her understand and possibly do some testing, would that help solve that?
Oh yeah,
you know?
we have to test,
Yeah.
because we can't have any more quality issues, right? So we're trying to, like, regain our good reputation with our
Right.
customers, but also keeping our employees happy too,
course,
right?
yeah.
I mean, we need to make sure that it's something that they can buy into and that they can actually handle the different protocol
Mhm.
Yeah.
for manufacturing the
And,
spots.
and what's their name? I gotta just get briefly.
Oh, for Lanita Kelly is
Okay.
the person that we want to be meeting with next.
Great.
Okay, and we'll grab her info at the end if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
And then that implication process looks very, very similar to what the process y'all are currently doing is. So basically you've got a large applicator and it's gonna look extremely similar to the process that you're using with the silicone. So I don't think that your employees will have any difficulty
Yeah.
executing that. But if y'all do find that you're struggling, then we'd be more than happy to send a team out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, you guys would come and, like, do sort of a training session through our various shifts to make sure that everybody knows how to use it.
Yeah, and we think that we would see a very quick turnaround time on that because you're essentially doing the same process, it's just with very slightly different equipment. It's the same equipment, same process here. I actually have a sheet. I'd like to move into what it would look like to make an investment with 3M with this product.
Okay.
So the silicone that we have here is the PUR adhesive, which is $30 per cartridge. And then you would need the heater, which heats up the cartridge in order for people to use it, and that's $14.20 per unit. And then lastly, we have the applicator, which is around $1,070 in that unit as well.
Okay, and these are all stuff that I would need to buy from 3M,
Correct.
Yes.
right? And is there like, how many would I need to buy? I mean, so I realize that this is per tub,
Right.
per spa, but what about, like, how many of these would I need to buy, and how long do they last?
Right. So it depends on how many lines you have. So if you have 2 lines using the applicator and 2 people applying those lights, that's how many guns you would need. So it's however many employees you have actually using this gun and using the adhesive to apply the lights and speakers to the tub.
Okay, and maybe you went over this when we were looking at the numbers, just like what the profitability is and what the sunk, once we have some sunk costs built in, right? Like, how long is that gonna last? So, and I don't need to know all of this right now, but when we get back and we meet with Lenita, we'll wanna make sure that it's just very, very apparent and what your own warranty is on the, I don't need to get into a warranty issue with you guys, right?
Yeah, of course, and we can fill you in right now on industry averages for a company about your size, putting out about the same content. As you are, we usually see them to have about $5 million of revenue a year, which using those numbers, they would see up to $8 million of revenue a year using this process.
Okay, so in addition to, like, if you compare our old process with the new process, that's how much we're gonna come out ahead?
Yes.
Okay, well, that does seem too good to be true, so I'll be curious to see what Lenita thinks when she takes a little.
Sometimes a good deal is just a good deal. I mean, this is why we called you, this is why we're going to come in. We thought that we had a fantastic product that's very high quality at a very reasonable price compared to what you're currently using that will show you an exponentially higher return in revenue.
And it's going to allow you to continue priding yourself on your product quality and as well as increasing those customer reviews and customer satisfaction.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it just wouldn't, and I'll be happy to give you Lenita's contact information, and I'd like to be there because I want to, like, understand how this sort of plays out in real world to see if it's as good as you guys say that it is.
Yeah, can we do Tuesday next week?
Yeah, that works for me. I'll check to see if it works for Lenita as well,
and we'd love to have you as well. Go ahead and talk to Lenita, take these visuals, make it a little bit easier to explain, and just have her start to understand the process and see what she thinks about it. And then when we move into our meeting, hopefully we can have you fully understanding and supporting this deal. And then when we talk to Lenita, it can be a really great meeting for both us and you.
All right, sounds good.
Great. Well, if you have any questions, don't feel free to reach out to me.
Sure.
And we can provide you with those solutions.
All right. See you early next week.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
So nice to meet you. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. So they stopped recording now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, you guys are only my second one. I had one person before, so. No, this was really a nice touch, especially since you used a color printer, even nicer, right?
Yes.
So you can actually see the difference.
Was there anything on it that you actually were just super curious? Now I know this number's crazy, but.
Well, it is, and so it's kind of funny because we only get so much information. So in my mind, I was trying to think, like, could we even handle that, right?
Yeah.
Because we have so much room in our building, right? Can we even handle much more than 75? I'm not sure.
And our process was we're not even doing it anymore. But if you would have asked that, our process allows you to produce and ship within the same day, so you don't have to worry about storage.
You don't have to worry about the.
Well, yeah, that's true. You did say that. I wasn't thinking about that.
The maximum output is at your leisure. Say maximum is 300, but you're meeting maximum demand on the market. How can that be a problem?
Yeah, no, I think you guys did a very nice job, and I liked your visuals. I thought they were good, and you did, even though I'm not a math person, so it's kind of funny. But I think you did a very nice job explaining it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
That was good.
That was fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that we're gonna be teams, so that's
We
good.
did our solo before this one. I did mine at 9. She was
I
at
did mine at
8:30.
8:30.
Oh, yeah. So you guys are doing it twice, once?
Yeah.
I'm doing it 3 times. I'll have another partner.
Oh, okay. I wasn't, you know what, I didn't realize that that's how it was going, but that's good
Yeah.
though. I mean,
It's
because
cool.
that is real world.
It's great practice.
So do you do some team selling in the real world? I mean.
Oh my gosh,
Actually,
actually,
almost
all the
every
time.
day. A lot.
At 3M we do because our products are so technology heavy, and a lot of times if somebody doesn't do well with our products, it's almost always from user error.
Yep.
Right, so I would say it's a general statement that our products are almost always better, but there's usually some nuance around using it properly in order for that to play out the way that it's supposed to. But if it does, it's like such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys did a nice job, I think, explaining